Harrison, well, it's coming down to the last six rounds of the season. How ready is Sydney FC for this final run into the finals, hopefully?
Yeah, I think we're coming into it in really good form. We've had a couple of weeks off with the international break from games, but training has been pretty tough. We've been preparing well, and I couldn't be more excited to play again after the international break.
Have the coaches increase the intensity deliberately, have they, while everyone's off with international?
I suppose, yeah. It's been a tough couple of weeks of training. I think it was a good opportunity for us to work on some things that maybe weren't as good as we wanted them to be. So yeah, I'm excited to put them into practice in the games, and I mean, training's just always really tough with the coaching staff, and Ufi likes to push us. I think coming into the back end of the season, that'll hopefully come good for us.
Do you feel like Sydney FC is in a position where you can't really afford any slip-ups at all, because you're playing, teams in the top six and the Jets who are also in good form, and you don't want to contemplate missing the finals?
Yeah, I think the expectation here is championships, and that's why I love playing here. That's why I love this football club. So I think we have to make finals. That's just non-negotiable for me, and obviously we've also got the Asian Champions League too as well, and we're hunting for silverware there as well. But you have to do it on all fronts, and I think we have a lot more to show for ourselves in the league in terms of consistency, and I think the back end of the season could be really successful for us.
You've been brought in as the number one this season. Do you feel like you've taken it with both hands, or do you feel like you're improving all the time?
For sure, I think my performances have shown that I have improved in the games that I've played, and I think I'm 28, but I'm still a rookie in the league. It's my first time playing in a first division as well. It's something I prepared for a long time. It's always something I plan to do, but I think when you come into it, it can be a little bit different from what you expect. And I think after the first few games that I played, which were kind of, you're just trying to find your feet, I kind of expected myself to perform at a higher level than I did, and I feel like I'm starting to get close to the level that I think I can perform at. And for me, it's just all about improving every time I get on the field, so I just want to keep doing better.
Excellent. By a quirk of the draw, you're playing Melbourne City twice in the last 6 rounds. Is it feel like that could be your mini series, I guess, with them that determines your fate in the league?
I think with Adelaide as well, right? It's also pretty close there too, and we still have to play them again. So it's a funny draw, the A-League. Sometimes you play teams 3 times before you play others once, which it's never been something I've ever had to experience before. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You got to win every time you step on the pitch, whether it's early in the season in November, or whether it's crunch time in March, April, May. So I just think every time we come on the field, we try and win. We try and take 3 points, and it does feel a little bit like a final because we're playing them twice, and at the tide it's top. At the tide it's top. At the top it's tight. Can you edit that out? But yeah, it does feel like a little bit of a final because we're playing them twice in quick succession. But I mean, we just got to win every game from here on out, and that's the goal.
Yeah, from where you're sitting, it must be fun to watch Douglas Costa and Segasic and these guys who are killing it up front. Is it? And what do you like about what Sydney is doing?
It's the most talented group I've ever been a part of. I'm not shy to say that, and I think it's just it's a beautiful thing to watch when we do play to our potential. I think we're also starting to shore things up at the back as well, which gives the boys further forward even more confidence to play free without so much pressure of the result. So I think it's a collective. At the end of the day, we can score 4 or 5 goals, but if we're conceding another 4 or 5, it's just not good enough. So on the one hand, it's nice to play with an incredible attacking lineup, but at the same time, it also gives me a lot of responsibility at the back to kind of make sure that I'm doing my bit and getting the result for the team as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty professional with the way you speak, the way you train, I know, but how do you make sure that you're on Saturday and the team, like this as a whole?
Like personally?
Yeah, both.
I think at my age, at 28, I have a few things that I know I need to do through the week to be prepared for a game on Saturday. And it's really just about ticking those boxes, and when you step out on the field, you know that everything's been done. You can kind of just let the game play itself, really. So I think, it's just about coming in every day and just being consistent as well. I think consistency off the field gives you consistency on the field, and that's really my goal for the rest of the season for me personally, is just to get consistent with my performances. So I just think coming in every day to training, doing the right things when you go home as well, and like I said, when you cross that line, and we have a really good fan base as well, it's just the atmosphere kind of takes control, and the game plays itself out, and you just trust your ability. So that's kind of my approach to it.
Beautiful. And Melbourne City, we know they're a super talented squad. They kind of had a slow start, a lot of injuries, but now they're where they always are, kind of pushing towards the top, aren't they? So what do they bring to the table that you have to really watch?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's two powerhouses of the league. I think Melbourne City over the last few years have been, an incredible team to watch. I think they're really secure at the back, which is probably going to be a spectacle for the spectators or anyone watching, because it's a really talented attacking team against a team that's quite good defensively. I think they have equal top clean sheets in the league, I'm pretty sure. So again, I think it just comes down to intangibles sometimes. Who wants it more? Team culture, who can push over the line at the back end of the season. I think it's not all about the quality that you might have in the squad, or how many clean sheets you've kept this year, or how many goals you've scored this year. It can kind of come down to the last kick of the game sometimes in these crunch time kind of games. So these are the games you want to play in, and I'm really excited to get back on the field, as I said before.
Sydney FC have shown this season that they can come through the big games, and they've got big game players. Do you think that's a bit of an advantage, knowing that all the remaining 6 games are basically like finals, that having those players on the team and having the experience of having played those games already this year? And also, is it exciting to be a part of and knowing what you've got to do?
I think when you have players in your team that can kind of decide a game in a moment, in a split second, out of nothing, I think that gives you a lot of confidence that you can get a result, late in a game, or even if the run of play isn't going your way. And I think that's so vital. I know personally, I definitely rely on the experienced players in the squad, guys that have done it before, just because I haven't played in this league before. So, Buster, Cass, guys like that, even Alex Grant coming in at the back. I just think it really shores up the squad, and I think in these crunch time games it can give you the edge for sure.